guys, welcome back to another Scrapologist video. It's volume 2 of Street Beef Saturday. Of course, tonight we've got Kamaru Usman taking on Colby Covington for the second time in Madison Square Garden. Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje. Rose Namajunas versus Zhang Weili. So much good fighting going on tonight. But this afternoon, we're going to look at some Street Beefs today. So let's look at some violence out in Satan's backyard. If you guys like, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. You guys already know what the deal is with our sponsors, Badge of Honor. They make clothing for martial artists by martial artists. My Scrapologist t-shirts and hoodies are now on sale. There will be a link to where you can cop those in the description below. And yeah, just going to do a quick little Street Beef Saturday video for you guys before I start working on this pork belly burn-ins and ribs that I'm making for tonight's COC card. So let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so our first Street Beefs affair here is going to be Italian Tyson versus JRock. Italian Tyson's a very popular recommended fighter in my suggestions when I asked people for what they wanted to see off the last video. I got a lot of requests for Italian Tyson and a lot of requests for one particular fight, Sam Dingus versus someone, but we're going to save that one for next week. We're going to look at Italian Tyson, and then we're going to look at a title fight. So 2 fights for you guys on Street Beefs Volume 2. Italian Tyson apparently is a guy with a lot of energy. He might be the least Italian person I've ever seen in my life. It looks like somebody pasted Christopher Moltisanti's eyebrows onto him, but other than that, he has no discernible Italian features. He probably has a last name like Mazzarelli or Marighetti or something like that. Dude, this guy's like in the cam with the fucking Oblivion NPC energy. Did they purposely wheel the camera up on him this close? Because normally they do like a chest up kind of thing on Street Beefs, and with this guy they went like right in his fucking grill for this intro. And the Street Beefs intros are comedy gold always, just because of the people that you see in the background. This one in particular is very weird because it looks like a lot of like family members instead of like people waiting to fight, which is interesting.
You can do it. You get your mind right. You set daily goals. You put your faith in the Lord. You can overcome it. I'm out here fighting with you. Fight with me. Let's do this. Hey, last but not least, Nasty Nate. Let's get it, baby.
Wow. I thought Fair Play had a long Street Beefs intro. That might be a contender right there. This guy. When you see this guy on Satan's backyard, you better fucking pray that you're not out there getting finished or getting clobbered, because this dude is a wild-ass referee.
But first, for safe internet browsing, always use protection. Private internet access. In this corner, we got JRock. 2-0.
Wait. Okay, so he's clearly a military guy. And those military guys, they do those like combatives demonstrations and like combatives tournaments. It's not really the same as fighting, but it's pretty close. My friend Chris Gonzalez did a lot of that stuff when he was in the military. And you learn wrestling, and some guys in there even know jiu-jitsu. So we'll see what he's got for Italian Tyson. 6-0 on the yard versus a guy who's 1-0 on the yard. It's pretty crazy, but when they have a guy like Italian Tyson that people respond to, they try to give him easy fights. Damn, dude, the bad cage door with the ratchet strap, the only thing holding it closed. Italian Tyson comes out on top of the clinch, forcing our boy JRock over. You know what I'm saying? Diving on the guillotine poorly. It's a classic, first time fighter move. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. There's so many people in the crowd on this issue of Street Beefs that it's very hard to even hear myself think. You want to sweep him with the... That's a classic Army combatives type scramble there. Just not a lot of technique, just heart, strength, and the will to fight as an army of one for America and God and country. And it would seem that the spirit of America is the only thing keeping JRock on top here. Tyson fighting in the loose sweatpants with the drawstring untied. Pretty wild shit. What happened there? Did Tyson do that? Or it looked like he was... Okay, so he laces his leg back probably to like peel him off the cage and move him like this way to land on him, but Italian Tyson just drives forward when he feels that leg lace and just falls on top of him. Like, that's pretty bad. Guy's got a knee brace there. Shout outs to people with blown out ACLs and MCLs like your boy. JRock's bloodied up. Oh, take the phone out. Damn, he had his phone in his back pocket this whole time. What is that, Chad Ochocinco? He's definitely not going to go for an armbar. This kid is never going for a submission. This looks like an Army Combatives thing, honestly. I mean, that means that JRock is implementing his game here. And that's what you got to do against a guy who's all energy like Tyson, is you got to really like try to wear him down. This is a long Street Beefs round, dude. I don't know if they shortened the round more so in the last couple years, but this round was easily two minutes long. And I feel like a lot of Street Beefs I watch feel like they're a minute and 30. Besteban looking super young right there. This is only like a year old, isn't it? This is 2 years old. They replaced this guy with like the Iraqi assassin, which has been a good idea because this guy's a fucking wild ref. I honestly don't know if he's a real referee or not. He dresses like one. He wears the gloves like one. He even has like a little pre-fight ritual like a referee does, but he does not officiate like any referee I've ever seen. Shooting immediately. So JRock kind of with the recognition that Tyson doesn't really care for the wrestling too much. Now, you watch how close this referee is, this Street Beast ref, because he's going to stand this shit up as soon as he can because, you know, he got the nod from Scarface like this dude is laying on our guy. You know, even if he's punching, they might try to stand him up because, like I said in my last video, they've got some egregious stand-ups. Look how close he's... Why are you getting so close, my man? I'm working. You see me working. Yo, if I was fighting in Street Beefs and I was in this position, I would look at this guy and be like, my man, you've got to get the fuck back. I'm out here fighting another grown man, and you're in here like a fucking mustard on a Subway sandwich. You're way too close. Look how close he is. Dude, is he holding the fence together? There's plenty of people to do that. You are a referee. If you're that close, it's like working with a camera and being like zoomed into somebody's hand to see what their arm is doing. When you're that close, how can you possibly even see what's going on in the fight? All you're looking at is Tyson's hands to make sure he doesn't grab the cage. That was a good little, I mean, that was a good recovery by Tyson not to get put on his back, but now he's giving his back away to a guy that has more experience on the ground. With the NBA Street Volume 1 Nate tattoo right there. N8 looked like it was drawn by my 8th grade friend Cody Malaris. And now Tyson gonna rotate to the back. Tyson's gonna have to dig deep on this one. I love the cornering on Street Beefs, dude. Tyson, just stand up. Dude, he's not Derek Lewis. He ain't got the power like that. Good showing from JRock so far. Tyson got a lot of work to do if he wants to win this one. But in Street Beef's world, as long as he like lands one single punch like right before the fight ends and makes it look like compelling, they'll just give him the nod or they'll make it a draw. Because they have some whack-ass decisions on this shit. Whoa! Tyson went full Kurt Angle belly-to-belly slam right there. He's going to the back now. See, when you're in side control like that, your first instinct is to roll to your back as someone who's, you know, not well-versed in jiu-jitsu, but... You know, that oftentimes does not make things better, but this time it does. It was bad, And now it's not so bad, in the words of the famous Daniel Cormier. He passes to Mount, and he's got to clear that choke. All he has to do is push down on the arm and pull his head up, and he's out. Tyson is mounted. Now it's time for JRock to go to work. He's got a little bit of time here. Oh, snap. Oh, this is a bad technique on that. Holy shit. All right, let's go back and rewatch this. So you're in mount, right? And you got a guy who's clearly tired and he's wearing fucking Vans. Like, I'm just going to stand up and punch him out. But for some reason, this arm gets extended and JRock's like, I'm going to dive on this arm. So he can just armbar him from here. So what you wouldn't do is you put your shin on the back of his neck, use your armpit to capture the wrist, and then push back, extending on this elbow right here. But instead, what he does is he laces his leg in front of the head. Mistake number one. Mistake number two is when you go belly down on an arm bar, you don't dive into the ground and then extend. You extend as you fall, and that's what creates tension. And there's also a wall in the way there, dumbass. So Tyson is easily going to slip out because you can't extend your hips, and also your legs aren't doing anything, dude. Your legs are not doing nothing for this armbar. He's not even like squeezing them together. There was a point where this was threatened. You know, his arm was legitimately hyperextended. Ugh. That was just bad, dude. I've seen some bad arm bars in my day. That was a bad one. And now they're going to call this a draw because Tyson ended up on top. He's swinging. He's on the back, and he's even threatening some kind of bad submission just like JRock was doing a minute ago. And, yeah. Now he's in the guard. See, I don't know. Normally, watching Street Beefs, I'm never surprised when they give a bad decision. This would be a pretty egregious one, to say the least. Oh, triangle. Does he know how to do it? Does he know how to finish one? Nope. 10 seconds left here. People always start saying time when there's like 3 seconds left. Some dumbass shit. Are they going to announce a winner, or is this the end of the video? Thank you, God. Thank you, God. That was one of those situations where I was like, they could definitely easily call this a draw. I've seen fights that were more dominant from one side get called a draw. And when they say unanimous, what do they mean by that? Do they mean like Besteban, Scarface, and the ref? Like who's unanimously agreeing that this fight was? You know, I think they should be a little bit more transparent with how they look at fights. I watched a video last night that Scarface put up called Street Beefs Doesn't Do Point Fighting. And it's a 9-minute video. This is it. It's a 9.5-minute video, and as you can see, I get about halfway through it. And it's because in this video, he seems to fucking suggest that the idea of an actual judged round-by-round system encourages point fighting, and that Street Beefs is not about point fighting. But that's not at all what a round by round system is for. And just because points are on the line in a round by round system doesn't mean you're encouraging like light sparring, in your own words from your video. So in my opinion, they should just make a rule where any fight that goes to time and isn't a finish is just a draw, because that'll make guys fight way harder, especially if they're paying them. Like some guy last night said he was out there to get paid, and I'm like, do they pay people to appear on Street Beefs? Because they didn't used to, but maybe they are now. I mean, they're a really big channel now. They've got 2.42 million and they're growing every day. New York Times documentary about them. So maybe they are paying people to appear a little bit of money, you know. It's probably, you know, more than you're ever going to get for any amateur fight. So yeah, Lord Besteban and Iraqi Assassin are both based out of Charlotte, and the next fight I wanted to watch is Iraqi Assassin versus Unknown, who I hear is another guy from the Carolinas. So Street Beefs appears to be based very locally to me. Iraqi Assassin, like I said earlier, I think he's the best ref they have now. This fight is a little older. This fight's about a year old. But mostly he's like the guy who's reffing like every single fight now. Touchatu. Atlanta, Florida? Representing Atlanta, Florida? I'm from Mississippi. Representing Orlando, Florida.
One more title fight.
This is the most professional looking Scarface fit.
For the vacant 185 MMA belt that somebody ran away and left open. Don't do that running. In this corner.
I don't think that's what happened. I think somebody got signed to a real organization, Scarface. I'd love to know who was the champ before this, but he always says that about guys who get signed to real promotions and then can't come back and fight on street beefs. Because if you work for a legit company like Bellator, UFC, even like maybe even like a company like LFA or Invicta, they're gonna be like, bro, we can't have you fighting on street beefs. You know, we need you to like, you know, keep yourself healthy and not be seen fighting on grass in somebody's backyard in South Carolina, North Carolina. Man, they better not invite me to one of these street beefs. So they better, if this channel blows up, if I get 1 million subscribers, they better not ever invite me to street beefs, bro. I'll be talking so much shit. Unknown. I feel like this unknown guy, I feel like I have seen him either train or fight somewhere in the Carolinas. But he's from Orlando, or he's training out of Orlando, so it probably was only a one-time thing. But I just recognize that chest tattoo and that look he has. Iraqi Assassin grabbing the cage, and the ref just doing absolutely nothing to stop it. And, yeah. I mean, if you'll notice that if they ever have street beefs guys, like actual guys that are associated with street beefs fighting on the show, the rules do not apply to them for the most part. Scarface, the guy who runs street beefs, being inside of the cage and cornering is some of the most egregious shit you'll see on this channel. I mean, honestly, if I was fighting on this show and the other guy's corner man was in the fucking ring with us, I would be livid, dude. I would not be standing for that. It's just disrespectful, even if it's not very helpful, or even if it's not more helpful than another corner. The corner's called the corner for a reason, because they're in the corner, you know? But these guys have technique that is ready for a title fight on an amateur level show, in my opinion. Like, I'd love to see these guys fight on Fight For It, man. I'd love to commentate their like fights. Oh, Iraqi Assassin. Did he rock him, or did he just kind of, his knee blow out? Like, what happened there? Oh, it's an uppercut. Tight uppercut, too. Look at this. He comes right out. Boom. Uppercut to the fadeaway straight on the exit, switching stance from the Iraqi Assassin. And you know when people are switching stance in street beefs that you're seeing a higher level of comp. Like a higher level. Iraqi Assassin's like one of the most legit guys they have. Especially for him to be affiliated with the actual promotion itself. Okay. Let's go back and listen to that cornering a little bit. Keep boxing with him. Use your jab. I do agree that his jab, you know, he has longer reach, so he should be jabbing more. But he's getting boxed up. Like, when they're actually in close, Iraqi Assassin's actually landing more. Scarface always has the same advice when he's cornering someone, which is he's still hurt. He's hurting. He's tired. You know, all you have to do is fight harder. I mean, that's effective coaching, dude. Aye. He's chopping, bro. They were. I mean, his corner's not wrong about that. But you know, he's switching stances and hiding that leg. Oh, the Iraqi assassin with the head kick KO coming through. Oh, they cut it immediately. That's so weird. The cuts are so weird. I'm trying to watch this, buddy. Playback speed. Let's slow it all the way down. Steps out, plants the foot on the back, finds, I mean, nothing, no real setup. No real setup. Just throwing it out there, hands down, super low for unknown. Kicks! That sound wasn't human. Alright, yeah, I mean, just a picture-perfect round kick, honestly. I mean, look at the form. Look at the leg. You can't see the feet, but the leg, like I talked about in the last Street Beefs video, is angled out and creating that torque, that drive. And also, his foot is not straight. It's bent. It's not locked out. It is landing like a baseball bat to the side of the face. I mean, this is pretty great technique from the Iraqi assassin. And that is about as clean of a head kick KO as you'll see at this level of competition, and certainly one of the cleanest KOs you're going to see in all of Street Beefs, at least from my experience. I've never seen anybody like laid out flat like that on Street Beefs personally, but like I said, I'm not an aficionado on SB's channel. Boom! God damn, dude. That is a super clean kick. No wonder he doesn't really fight anymore. I'd probably retire off that shit too. That's about as clean as they come. Alright, guys. Well, another Street Beef Saturday in the books. Just wanted to kind of go one go, no cuts, no edits. Just make it real nice, real easy, real simple for all of you guys watching the UFC tonight. I will be back probably tomorrow or Monday to discuss the UFC, the results, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to go work on this barbecue and get ready for tonight's UFC card. Enjoy the violence, and we'll see you on the next one.